shoulders out and everything.
I love my shoulders out.
Yeah.
You gotta make one with.
Nice.
You gotta get one with the shoulders out.
My, my sister's doing dusters. She just made some dusters, designed some dusters, and she's gonna
Nice, and it's nice. And this
some
is how
dusters
we
with
do
open
it.
shoulder.
And this is how we do it with the
Uh,
open shoulder dusters. And this is how we do it
yeah.
on the Grown Folk Donna Smith Show. On the Grown Folk Show. Let me get y'all ready up in here. What's going on, grown folks? Are we ready? Are we ready?
All day long.
Oh, yeah. I got a notepad this time. I'm ready for you.
Hey, yes, that's
you learn to
right.
keep notes, huh?
I got
What's going on,
I be
people?
here writing.
What's going on, grown folks? We are here on the Donna Smith Show tonight. I welcome each and every one of you. Sorry for us being a little behind, but our warriors. We had to be there for them to do that thing, and they spanked that butt tonight. I'm loving it. But before we get into all that, I want to welcome each and every one of you to the Donna Smith Show, Grown Folk Talk, Table Talk, I call it. Where we lay everything down on the table. I don't care what it is. I don't care how it's laid. I don't care how it's stirred. I don't care what. We just do it and we bring it to life, and we want you to be a part of it. Remember that anything we talk about and discuss on the show is not meant to offend anyone. This is basically grown folk dialogue. It's unscripted. We are just bouncing our thoughts off, and we welcome all of your comments and feedback and everything. And if you'd like to hit me with an inquiring minds want to know question, always feel free to email me, dgrier12,000@yahoo.com. On that note, what do we do to get started, y'all? What do we do?
Toast the hostess with the mostest.
Hey, toast it to the hostess with the mostest. My red cup. He got a double cup, y'all. Oh, I'm scared of that.
Wait.
That's a double red.
Yeah,
John, where your water bottle, John?
He done turned up to
John got a red cup too.
He done raised the bar. He done double cup. I know what it was. John
got a red. JJ got a double, and I got a nice, juicy, big old glass.
And you got a red drink, two red cups, and a red drink.
Clank, 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 clank. Yes. Now we ready, y'all. I don't care what it is, my viewing audience. When we do our toast, hold up your glass, hold up your can, hold up your bottle, hold up whatever you got to, and click with us. That's just a way to get us to open up our minds, our thoughts, and just to connect with each other with a sip. You know what I mean? Yes. So how y'all doing, panel?
Sip.
I'm doing all right.
How's everybody? Y'all good? Good week? Good everything. Let's start it off with saying we congratulate our Warriors for getting in there after losing that first one. They came back and tapped that booty tonight, boy. They were not playing.
They didn't do all that.
Look at the skull. Look at the skull.
Yeah, but Boston stopped.
Boston stopped what?
Just like the Warriors was missing a lot of shots at the beginning, and that kind of shift later. Boston started missing, and the Warriors started making a lot of shots. But it only count the ones that add up, right? The ones that add up.
That's right. The ones that go in the bucket. It ain't about the attempts. It ain't about you had a moment. It ain't about it went around 15 times before it didn't go in. It's about what goes in.
That's right.
So they played their defense right. They got it in there. They, I don't know what happened. I mean, man, I think the score, they was about 20 some points up, right?
It went, yeah.
At one time, I forget
what the end of it. At the end of it, I think it was like 22, 23. I can't remember.
Yeah. So, man, I'm
proud 88 to something like that. Okay.
I'm proud of my boys. Let's keep doing what we're doing and let's do this. I wish I was at the Chase Center just screaming and hollering and stuff and coming home hoarse where y'all can't hardly hear me. Man. So maybe I don't know how many more games
with this.
they have at the Chase.
Well, they go to Boston for 2, and then they're
You-
coming back
They go on 2 there, then they come back here. So
for
now it's
1.
1-1. 1-1.
Yeah, they go to
Okay.
Boston. Hopefully, they can win 1 in Boston. At least 1 in Boston, if not 2, would be nice. But if they can live, but Boston gonna go off as soon as that first game, gonna be crazy. But if they can win 1 in Boston,
Yes.
then that would be 2-2. They'll come back. That'll be game 5, and hopefully they'll win that home game. Will make it 3-2, and then
Gotta end it.
they'll have to survive in Boston on game 6. Or if Boston pull it out, then it's going to be a game 7 at the Warriors at Chase. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
what's
I
the
bet you
scenario? What's
Hmm?
that, JJ? You know that? Say what? Say what? Say what's the scenario?
Okay, here we go. Here we go. We go.
But I know
Y'all gotta excuse them. You know,
Right,
sometimes
called Twist.
they just a little out there, but it's all good because I love the energy. I love the persona. I love how we bounce all the way off. And I don't know, whatever they have in the red cups, just keep pouring, keep pouring. Make sure you're just right though, JJ. Don't be
What's
going
up?
to the
What's
left.
up? What's up?
Don't be trying to bounce off the walls, JJ.
Oh, I might go to the left like Tweet. You never know.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Especially with 2 cups. Now those red cups, those sturdy red cups from the dollar store.
No,
Oh,
these
no,
are
this is
no.
Costco.
These are
No,
solos.
No, this Costco right here.
What's the difference? Aren't they all the same?
No,
this
solos
made
cups are
different.
a little more sturdier. But the
Yeah,
other company, they got another company that make them, but that make red cups, blue. They make red, blue, just like Solo.
They
But
all made out of the
yeah,
plastic.
but the other one is a little thinner. It's just a little thinner. Because if you
this
grip
is
it or
thick.
squeeze it, sometimes it cracks.
That's why I double
in
it
the
up.
crease. Yeah,
That's
you know
why
what
I
I'm
double it
talking
up
about.
so I don't break it.
Oh yeah, I've heard them. Yeah, they do that. But I'm glad y'all got what I like my glasses. But you know, when I go to garage parties, I like the red cups too.
She said garage parties. I got my glass.
Oh, he caught that. Back in the day, we used to have garage parties. JJ, you're a little too young to understand now. We used to have a red light. We used to have the garage parties, a little music playing over there in the corner.
I don't know about that. I'm not too young.
The garage parties used to be going down.
Garage parties.
And then the lights would be low, and then your mom and them would tell you they didn't like them lights down too low because they like
everybody used to what we used to do. Everybody would collect their mama's Christmas tree light. You know that light that spin with the different colors, and we would plug them up in a different area so the colors would spin in the room.
Make the little psychedelic.
We didn't have no disco ball, but we had red, orange.
We made it happen. Okay. It ain't nothing like a disco party back in the 80s, back in the 90s.
Come on now.
Look at here. That stuff was going down. Could nobody touch us. Y'all, this new age, y'all don't know nothing about, man. Y'all don't know nothing about silks. Y'all don't know nothing about what we used to party so righteously at the Palladium in San Francisco off Broadway. Let me tell you, we used to just act up. I used to come home dripping wet, sweaty, and my mama would be like, she couldn't understand no place that just let you dance until 5 in the morning.
But shoot, you gotta, there used to be a lot of clubs because you had raffles 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You had raffles, you had the
Palladium,
you had even the little small stuff like the Cuddles and the Sellers, Polyester.
And we was about our party. We wasn't in there shooting each other up and doing all. I ain't gonna say some people didn't get into confrontations here and there, but we all like it is now. The way they just you would just go with your girl, with your boy, and
cats
just
don't know how to count. Yeah, back then, coming
Go
from the
home and
shoulder,
go home.
coming from the
Yeah.
shoulders, settle it out, then probably go have a drink and
And
find
dance. When
one
I
out.
tell you, JJ, we dance all night long, nonstop. They had that techno type of music. And
What
you hear
techno
that,
type of music? What
whatever.
techno clubs you was going
You know what? I
to?
was going, look, I was hearing some tech. When I went to
JJ,
the Palladium was nonstop.
you must have went on
I've been
techno
to some
house.
techno clubs
And
before.
You went on
Silks
house
had
night.
4 dance floors, 2 levels. Let me
Yeah.
tell you,
But who
you
goes
walk from
into
over
the
here
techno
to
room?
there, you go from a whole different vibe. You may be sweating, dripping
Yeah.
over here. You go over there, they slow dancing. You go up here, they doing some what's that stuff? You get all on the floor and twirl around. I mean, it was crazy, but it was fun. That's when
Techno.
partying
She
was fun.
said
I was
some
18
techno.
and I was still getting in there showing my
Girl,
little
it wasn't no techno when you was 18.
No, techno's been around for a long time.
I
mean,
mean, yeah, but
would you correct him? Would you
not like,
correct him?
but I mean, it was not like what you hear. I mean, the most was like, you know, what's
Or
them
house
do?
music.
You know, craft work and craft work and what was the other one? The other group. I can't think of the other group right now. But a lot of it that wasn't like what you hear now. It's like that. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, that's called that EDM.
No,
That's
the music was
electronic
That
dance
totally
junk
music.
is
different.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
completely different.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
know which
totally
way to
different.
go.
So
Yeah.
You gotta be raving over on that, so you gotta be on the X.
yeah, we was about it, but shoot, man, flashback to the 80s and the 90s. Let me tell you. Okay, let me get on off that because that brings back some serious memories. You guys have anything to share? Anything happened with your week or your day, or any thoughts you may have before we move on? Are you
Don't mind
good?
me. I'm a little bit under the weather because of my allergies. The trees is blowing like crazy. It was acting like it was gonna rain and it got sunny. I don't know what it want to do, but I'm gonna still be upbeat and ready to go.
So right on. I'm glad you're here too, JJ. In Colorado, you getting that funny style weather. Well, we getting funny
Yeah, it's
style
been
weather.
fun.
Thursday at about 5:08 in the morning, we had an earthquake here in the Bay Area that I felt out my way. I mean, it woke me up. And it was about a 4.1, 4.2. Things was rolling and moving, and it seemed to me it lasted a long time. It woke me up out of my sleep. And I thought I was dreaming at first, but no, it was and I don't usually feel earthquakes out this way, but I felt that one. So I forget where they said it was, what fault, where was it at? Where was it centralized? It wasn't on the Hayward fault because my son and another coworker, they live in San Leandro and they didn't feel it at all. But most people are asleep that early, unless you are an early riser, and it was quite a few aftershocks too, but we've been having 80, 90, almost 100-degree weather. And then it'll go down to a very windy, crazy day where, everything is off the chart. It's cold and then it go back up hot. So it's been some real crazy weather going on.
But that's usually a hard sign. though. I was just sharing with somebody. I was saying how it was hot them couple of days, and then all of a sudden the next day was, we got this cloud, this wind blowing, starting to get this moisture in the air. Let's say, this is usually like a sign of earthquake weather.
Earthquake weather, and that's exactly what
sure
I had
enough,
said too.
we had that earthquake, and I didn't know it until you told me. And
I mean, because I usually
5 in the morning.
It was 5:08 because I looked at the clock. So it happened around 5:07, 5:08. And I usually get up my clock goes off at 5:15. So I was already on this, in and out, kind of ready to get up mode. But it was pretty heavy. Wait, hold on 1 second in the middle of my show. I gotta take this call right quick. You guys hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay. Okay, well, I'll keep
So
it
in other
going.
words, okay, go ahead, JJ. You
I'm
on the
on the
same
U.S.
thinking?
Geological Survey site, and there have been a few recent earthquakes on the map, all up
Uh-huh.
and down California. So it looks like, I don't want to say it, but from where it looks like, what I'm seeing on here, it looks like y'all getting ready to have a big
From what they said.
one. That's
We
not what
just
they
we
said,
just
but
we just need all this pressure to release. We get this pressure to release it,
yeah,
whatever
small,
power
small little, you're right.
still.
Small little earthquakes is better than big
I
earthquakes.
wanna apologize, you guys. Give me a few minutes. I just had
So
my son ringing the doorbell. Let me
you
go
good?
get him. You guys, y'all know what to do.
Yeah, so
Make
you
it
Exactly.
happen.
good?
Make it
He
happen,
good? He
boo.
We
good?
got
He
you, Miss
good?
Gardner.
He
We
good?
got you.
Also,
Remember, I just
what
want to
you
tell
just said
y'all,
that the earthquakes.
don't disregard your audience. You are live.
We
You are
talking about
on.
the earthquake.
Okay, keep talking. Just don't
Yeah, we
forget.
got you.
We know they there.
No, I was
So,
just, yeah,
so
I'm
the
hearing
thing
you.
about the little earthquakes, I mean, we were told how it releases some of the pressure between the plates. So
Mm-hmm.
when it is a bigger, when it is a larger magnitude, it's not it's not as high as it probably could have been, or don't last as long because some of the pressure or something is being released. This was I forgot where I was hearing this from. They said it deals, with the shifting of the plates when when
That's
they
true.
shift,
The
the
U.S.
pressure
Geological
release
Survey,
something.
USGS, they talk about it, and NASA, they talk about the shifting of the plates, and they're discovering more fault lines. I thought they discovered all the fault lines in California, but they're discovering more. That the many fault lines that connect to the San Andreas, one fault line could set off another one. These tectonic plates, we're floating,
Hmm.
but we're floating on these plates, and they're gonna crash together, and one has to go underneath the other. It's real scientific. It's a lot to it, but it's real interesting to see different parts of the globe having earthquakes at the same time as us. In Colorado, we get
Mm.
earthquakes out here. They're just minor. We don't feel them, but we get them.
Hmm.
So I'm always on there. It's all about, I think, being prepared the best way that you can. I don't think you can really prepare for an earthquake, but I think that you can at least be ready. So when something happens, you're able to move. That they say get under a table, a sturdy table or a desk, or under a doorway. The doorway is the most stable, from what I've heard, when you're in the earthquake. But we saw I don't know if you saw footage from the '89 quake and all of the destruction from that.
Hmm.
Um, it don't work for everybody, but
Mm-mm.
you gotta do the best you can with what you have. I know the Bay Area has a lot of old buildings that are not retrofitted to this day, and they've been told to retrofit those buildings, and they haven't been up to code. So I worry
Well,
about my
some of the areas, you know, some of the older buildings, because the where they are and how they are, they kind of withstand. They didn't withstand some of the earthquakes.
I can
Like
see that.
some of them older Victorians and flats and stuff. Like
Yeah.
my mother's was built in 1871.
And it's still standing.
So it just survived every earthquake up
It
to
just
now.
survived every earthquake. It even survived the 1906
Survived.
earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. But when you look at the building, the way they're built is different. So, but yeah, so okay.
I'm
Uh,
wondering when she's gonna come back,
So
but she come with those hot topics. I love being on this show every Sunday that I can't get on here. I can't get on here every Sunday, but I try, and I really be trying to hold it down as far as watching my words because I do understand it do be a lot. Like, especially when she come with a topic that's off the wall, you're just like, where'd she come with this? And then you get comfortable and you forget, oh yeah, you're live on YouTube. You gotta watch what you're saying. So,
Oh yeah. You were, I mean, sometimes some of the questions that come about can sometimes, or some of the inquiring mind letters can take you there, and
right.
you really have to be careful and control. But the cool thing about it is, it's nobody correct, but you try to give the best answer that's logical based on the whole everything and all the elements involved. Like if
That's
there's kids, or if there's another person or whatever, you have to look at everything, because sometimes I know I've been at times like I want to say what in the world, but then we have to think about it that a lot of folks go through things. Just because we don't go through it, and we may see somebody else go through, seems a trip to us. Well, we got to realize what we go through seems a trip to others.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not about, I mean, of course you can't avoid it. You hear something, you go like, oh man, wow, but at the same time, you have to be empathetic and try to place yourself in that person's shoes, and then try to see how would try to get an idea, because you can't necessarily say, oh, I would do something this way, or I would have did it that way. You can't say that until you're in that
Until you're in
situation.
a situation, you
Once
never
you're
know.
in that situation, then you can see. Because a lot of times, you can say, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then when the time comes, you don't do nothing of the sort. So, and then trying to tell people, if I was you, I think that's a big mistake when
I
people
avoid that.
give
I avoid that.
things, when people could say, hey, I want to deal with this or deal with that. Um, get away from if I was you, because what it comes down to really is, if you were me, you were going to do exactly what I was going to do, because you're me. So you wouldn't have did nothing different, because you were me, right?
Right.
And what I
Absolutely.
did, you would have did exactly the same thing, because you're me.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, but I was wondering if she heard anything else about the one question, um, when uh, the guy said about the girl. The guy said his girlfriend, she's a smoker, or his wife or something. Remember, she's
Oh,
a
okay.
smoker, but she's a smoker, and sometimes her breath, or he don't be wanting to kiss her or whatever, it turns him off. But they've been together for some years. Remember
Right.
that.
I remember
But
that.
then now when her friend comes by,
Yep.
he
I
says
remember that.
she's not a smoker. But then he went straight to her teeth. She looks good. I'm attracted to her, or she's attractive, and all this other stuff. When the thing is around smoking. So I'm wondering. I just was curious how that went. You know.
Yeah.
Is did he
I
try to
asked
tell her,
him.
hey, talk with her about the smoking, or not? So I don't know if Donna got anything about that, and if any of y'all still remember that show, shoot Donna in your comments or something, to see if she can kind of get some feedback on that, and
Right.
also on the one about uh, the girl being with the guy for 3 years. Young lady was with this guy for 3 years. She never met anyone in his family. She never been attended any. Well, of course, she never met anyone in his family, but also not only has she not attended any family events, but no other events with this guy. But she's there with him. Do they live together? I think. Yeah, they live together. Because remember,
That's
she
what
was talking about.
that's
Yeah,
why I got to
yeah.
stay with my notepad
They
because I
live. They
can't
live
remember.
together, and but he won't. He'll go do things with the. Remember with the kid's mama. The kid's mama get invited to the birthday parties and different functions that the family hosts, family
But,
reunions
but,
and stuff. But the
but the girl's not
girlfriend he had
invited.
at home is not invited, and I'm wondering how that. Because she was wondering what should she do about that. So I wonder how she. What was her decision? And if she's listening, if she could send Donna a I guess I want to say a result, an update, right?
Yeah, we
Update
want to know.
on
Yeah,
what's going on with that
that's my other
because
thing is
that
I
was
gotta
kind of
remember that
hard
these
for
are
me.
real people going through this stuff.
Yeah,
And I know I'll be laughing at some of it sometimes because some of it is really funny and I can't help myself, but some of it is really serious, like somebody's really going through that. And so I'm trying to be mindful not to get too hilarious with it because this is somebody's real situation. And
yeah,
like people need real feedback, but I am a representation of the people in a way. Like I'm a little microcosm of that. So that would be somebody else's reaction. Would be like, hey, this is kind of funny, you know. But that particular situation with the woman dealing with she never met the family and she's been with this guy for 3 years, that one was a hard one to kind of analyze because we're from the outside looking in and we don't really know all of the details. We only get bits and pieces of what's going on. So, and
but I
she,
wonder what would be. I'm gonna ask you, what would be if you was to say, let's say I'm gonna give you three. So give me three reasons that maybe if this why you wouldn't want to introduce. And now remember, you're with someone, you're
okay,
with this person for some time, 3 years. Just keep it fair.
okay.
3 years. And what three things will cause you to not want to introduce or invite this person to any family functions or get-togethers whatsoever?
Well, I'll say one is, I think this is just my perspective now. I think one of them could be that you're working all the time and you just haven't had time to introduce the person to the rest of the family. That could
Three.
happen. Okay. Okay. That's just one of them. The other one.
But
JJ,
that's all right.
real quick, real quick.
Let him say his
That-
piece. Come on
no,
now.
that's funny though. He say
The second
you
one
working
is
that hard.
the second one is that you just, if it's possible that you don't want to share that person with nobody else, really don't want to introduce them. Maybe that person does something that you're ashamed of out in public, so you don't want to introduce them. That could be one. Or three, you're lying about something. Something else is going on, you're just lying and you're not being forthcoming about what's going on. That's me. Those are my three. I know I trail on a lot, but
So the question was, if you're dating somebody and been with somebody and they don't want to or have not introduced you to their family, and how much time has this been that you've been dating?
Years. Just like
3
the young lady. We
For 2 years?
three.
Three. You said three.
If they have not introduced you to family in 3 years, just my personal opinion, you probably ain't gonna meet family at all. Because 3 years, it does not take 3 years for a person to determine if they are into you to that point where they want to expose you to family. Now I can see the first year, especially when there's children involved, or perhaps they, or maybe 6 months to a year, or perhaps they have perhaps they have been in and out of relationships so much they didn't bought so many Shaniqua's home or little Ray's home that they kind of embarrassed. They want to wait and see if this is going to really work out first. You know what I'm saying? And once they see, they feel comfortable, then it's like, but if a person goes 3 years and you haven't met the family 9.5 times out of 10, you ain't gonna meet the family. They don't feel you the one like that. They don't want to, intermix you into their life like that. You're just a situationship. You're just their friend with benefits. You're just their little boo-boo thing or whatever.
Live-in housekeeper, whatever.
Let's just get together and let's do the grown folk and clap and let's maybe go to a movie every now and again. That's where you're at.
She said they don't do nothing. They just stay in, remember? They just stay in the house.
They don't do anything of significance as far as going on dates or trips or anything like that. But I mean, come on now. It's to a certain point, you have to look at yourself
1 year.
Even accepting that. You have to start looking at yourself because it's only so many darts you can throw at the other person. But if you are allowing it to happen, that's why it's so important to love yourself. Love you enough to discern what's good and what's not for you. And a lot of times people are very unhappy with that situation, but they stay in it for whatever their insecurities and reasons are. But 3 years.
Yeah,
that's a long time. That's
3 years.
3 years, really? No.
It's people who have went 4 years.
No, it's people. It's 5. People. Look here. It's people who's dated. The 3rd year, the 3rd month they knew what they wanted. The 6th month they was married. So I'm not gonna say like it has to be like that. But after 365 days, and you couldn't find that one day, here you go, JJ, in your busy work week.
I'm pulling up the calculator.
Hey, you can make them plans through the bathroom door. You can yell them plans out.
Your busy work week. People next week, off.
So and so. You ain't that busy.
People have days.
You're not that busy off. You're not that busy.
But some people, but for real, John, some people do. Like I said, the first 6 months, maybe even the first year, if it's kids involved and they've been traumatized through your 3 relationships you didn't had in 3 months. I mean, you may want to take it a little slower, but it's not going to be no 3 years.
What's the scenario?
And even if the kids don't get to meet them away, you got family. Not saying cousin Ray and Uncle Bobby that you see every now. I'm talking about your immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
That you may want, your sister, your brother, your parents, if they're still living.
So you mean to tell me when he swung by his mama house, she couldn't ride with him? Come on,
he probably wasn't ready for that though. Everybody ain't ready to throw it into mama.
3 years.
For 3 years.
Mama know the other one.
What other one?
Remember the other one was going to the family reunion and coming to the mama birthday party and all that stuff? Let's keep it real. So other one, 3 years is no way. Because see, this is the thing.
That's
if I know you always talking to your family, if I know you always talking to your sister, your brother, or your mama, and you always talk, y'all talk all the time, and then and after a year, I ain't got to know you, because that's you, that's your family, that's part of you. That's still me learning about you,
right?
And you ain't inviting me into that. Oh, it's a wrap.
Well, they probably don't, because you ain't on that. They don't have you on that kind of page with them, or or it's a reason.
Get out my house.
They may be still seeing baby daddy.
They
And,
up there.
and,
Yo,
and
he
they
was
family know
probably
they
still
seeing
seeing
baby
mama.
daddy.
He was probably still seeing no, the family, the family probably see the baby mama who always come around, and the family probably think, oh, they're courting, they probably working it out because they have no idea about this other person.
No.
But you never know. If they had an idea about it, mama would probably put him in check and say, what you doing playing these two girls against each other, or what have
Oh,
you.
mama would. Oh, I got some drips that then went on my little paper. Lord have mercy.
Drip.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I ain't gonna cut y'all off, but because
Oh no, you good. You good.
I
Come
had to
on.
disappear, and I appreciate you guys for keeping it going. I do apologize to my viewing audience in our show tonight. I had an unexpected visit from my son that came by with somebody that was very dear to me with their little bitty new baby. And so I had to take a few minutes to just go say hi and hug the baby. I hadn't seen the baby since it was born. So that was just one of those things. They know that around this time I'm finishing up with my show, not starting it. So, they tried to surprise me. So anyway, I apologize for that, you guys. So let's move on with let me see. I think I want to do, before my questions, I want to do the inquiring minds want to know question. And it goes like this. I have been in a relationship and none of these kids are mine. I work to take care of them, pay their school fees, yet it seems that I am only working to feed and take care of them. I got some water on here. I am doing so, it seems, so that they can have the energy to insult and disrespect me. The straw that breaks the camel's back is that the lady isn't doing anything about her kids' attitudes towards me. What do you think is the best for me to do in this situation?
I wonder how long they've been together. See, these are detailed. This is just sidebar. It'd be nice when some of the letters kind of give a little detail, like the one say, hey, we've been, like the one guy, remember the one guy said, I've been out my kid's life. Remember the guy was trying to raise him to his standards, but the guy made it clear so we can understand it. We don't have no idea how long this couple been together, how long he's been in these kids' life. Is he a disciplinary, or is he just a boyfriend that shell out? I mean,
well, he said he works to take care of the kids. So
yeah, but still, he can still be.
does it really matter how long?
Well, the reason being because you gotta wonder what kind of relationship. If I just met these kids, then what type of relationship do we have? But if it's been 3 years and these kids is talking to me crazy, we got an issue because it ain't even gonna be 3 weeks and you talking to me crazy. Because I'm gonna let the mama know we need to talk about this, especially if we living together and we're in the same house and I've been around all these kids. I'm
They disrespecting you.
I'm introducing them to my uncle, Mr. Leather.
That's Mr. Cowhide, as my grandparents would call it.
Mr. Leather.
Do you want some cowhide? Okay.
Yeah,
we knew what cowhide meant. No,
they don't have a choice. Do you want some? They don't have a choice.
That's a hard situation, though, John. That goes back to the fact of the step parenting situation when it comes to discipline, but you are helping to rear and take care of those kids, to feed them, to clothe them, to school them, to all this stuff. But when it comes down to them respecting you, and then the other parent wants to say, no, leave the discipline to me, but they're not really disciplining them.
A lot of times couples get together, they either blend families or or one of them has a child, or the other one may has a child but does not live with them, or what have you. But anytime you introduce children into your relationship, the problem is folks build the relationship without first going over the plan.
Mhm.
You know, so you really just thrown up the structure,
Mm-hmm.
and if something was to go wrong, you know how you have the stud finders or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because you had no plans, no telling where these studs are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or how far apart they're spread. So if you have to talk about these things, you have to say, hey, this kid talking, because at the beginning there had to be, well, at the beginning of these kids meeting this person, there had to be some introduction as time went on, some interaction, I mean, as time went on. So if any of the sassiness or whatever, you need to say, hey, I don't appreciate it, and let the kid know, look, I'm an adult. Don't talk to me like that. You're a child, but that's the problem. A lot of people have shut their mouth to when it comes teaching a child, because you saying that to a child might help a child, prevent a child from saying it to the wrong person, and somebody putting hands on knocking that mess out their child or something. So the problem is people scared to teach other children, but I understand why, because parents who are not teaching their children get some kind of way when somebody else is trying to teach their children,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the whole part. Don't talk to my child like that. What the hell? I'd rather say, if my child was acting up, I want somebody to check my child. Shoot, you might be saving his life. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But we so messed up. You they say, and then sometimes these same people, when something going on and they struggling, and they say, well, it take a village to raise a village. But you don't let the village do the job, do their part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That
You know
part.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you're raising kids, if you're in a relationship, and I'm this, well, around the kids, I would be a fatherly figure or a man figure rigger as well. I mean, it's a couple or hats
Mm-hmm.
to be
Yeah,
wearing.
you would be the
You
male
see
figure.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah, but also I have to be a fatherly figure, because I have to show some love and grace to these kids. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And give them some encouragement and support them in whatever they're going through. So, but the problem is, like you say, some folks, no, this is how I'm doing my kids. Don't talk to my kids like that, and this and this and this. Once it's it's like that, I don't see how far you can go in a
This
relationship.
person wants to know, what do we think is the best thing for them to do in a situation like this?
No,
What
they need to
advice could
talk
we
about
give
it.
them?
It
Of
shows a
course, of
lot.
course, they need to talk, right?
That's the bottom line. I say, hey, this is what the kids are doing. I don't appreciate this kid doing this or acting like this. How are we going to do with this? How are we going to discipline? What limitations do you feel I should have when it comes to discipline? Because if I'm taking care of these kids, you in my house, and I'm putting food on the table, I'm gonna feed you anyway. I ain't gonna let you go hungry. But if, put it this way, if my intentions is to make sure your well-being, your health and welfare is in order, you gonna follow some directions up under this house, up under my
Exactly.
house. You're not gonna talk to me like this or nothing. And I'm gonna let the parent know this. If they say, why you talk to my kid like this? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry I talked to your kid like this. Can I come talk to you in the back? Because I got a way I want to talk to you.
Well, the woman is
Get
not,
your
the woman is not doing anything
yeah.
towards the kids in regards to the disrespect. So I think that the person should start, it starts with communication, one. And then it starts with assessing what do I really have here? What's going on? Why are they allowing and okay with this happening, and they're not saying anything? Is that just their parenting style, or do they have some issues towards me? And you have to start reassessing what you're into, because it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to get better.
And he gotta assess their parent, because that mother can be like, you're not their daddy. Have that
Yeah.
attitude, that
And
mentality.
some will say
He's
that.
not their daddy. You know,
And the
they got
daddy on
they got
the
to
outside will say, you ain't
ain't
their
doing,
daddy.
and he ain't doing nothing.
And he ain't even he ain't, like you say, he
Ain't
ain't
got two
doing
nickels to
nothing,
rub
but he
together.
wants to check. I know somebody who was in a situation where they ended up, leaving their long-term relationship, had 2 kids with the person, and they ended up marrying somebody else. But in the midst of the engagement before marriage, the baby daddy or the ex wanted to sit down and talk to this husband to be regarding some guidelines. You know, they wanted to sum them up, see what was happening, let them know what they are not, going to accept them doing, and where lines are drawn. And one of them was disciplining their children. They say, if you got a problem with my kids doing some things they ain't supposed to do, let me know. I'm their dad. I'll deal with them in regards to that. Now that's a cold situation to be in, because here you are getting ready to marry this person, and then you got to be on this stage and jury with the kid's father.
Yeah.
And so every time you say boo to the kids, you thinking, oh man,
No.
and and the kids is of an age where they can go back and tell. They not little bitty 2 and 3-year-olds that can't really talk good yet. They old enough school age where they can go back and tell what stepdaddy then said or did. That's a cold situation to be in. And then the mother allowed the meeting. She allowed the meeting with daddy, fiance, and her, so that they can all get a round table understanding.
Oh no. See, that is not gonna happen. You talking about, the kid's old enough to go back and tell dad. I'll send them back with something to say to him. They can tell him that we're here to live with you.
That's cute, y'all. That's
And
not
put they
cute.
yeah, sure
That's
we'll
not cute, y'all.
put their backpacks on their back and send them on over there. Because look here, if you is not going to work with me where we can find a way where we can,
Co-parent,
especially if I'm
co-parent.
marrying this woman, and this woman, and I don't know what's happening on her part, but if it's going to be an issue where I got to watch how I do something in my house, oh, the devil's a lie.
Yeah.
No,
That's a very cold situation to be in, and I can't.
I won't be in this situation.
I mean, but I can't, John. I'm just gonna say I
One
can't.
or the other.
I mean, depending on the stipulations, I can't say it's a bad thing not to. I mean, to talk, but if you're gonna be trying to delegate how I, as a parent, I say, for instance, if it's a woman. If it's reversed and it's a woman that's in the stepmama role, and you have your kids, and then the kid's mama want to sit and have a talk with me to tell me what my guidelines are. Well, I don't want you combing my daughter's hair.
Yeah.
I don't want you, even if they are disrespectful, you tell the daddy and the daddy deal with it, or he tell me. I mean, when you got all these demands and rules coming at you, it can be quite challenging.
It's not a challenge. They make it easy. When you tell me what I'm not going to do in my house, especially when it comes to basic parenting, I'm not doing that. No, listen, if anything, you should be telling me, don't beat on my kids.
Right.
Don't sexually abuse my kids.
Right.
Nothing crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? But if these kids been around me for all this time, and I'm to the point that I'm about to marry their mother, I've been caring for these kids and providing for these kids. Come on, you ain't got enough common sense that I have some type of feelings for these kids.
But some
You know
don't
what
want
I'm
you putting
saying?
hands, even if you're not beating them. You can spank a child and not be
Yeah.
beaten, but
Okay.
they don't even want you. They feel that
So
you're crossing the line.
at 2 o'clock in the morning, this kid talking crazy to me. I told her to do something. Kid talk crazy to him, but I can't do 2 o'clock in the kid tell her, F you, Mr. Tim, and you ain't my you black
You ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy.
milk dud head mother
You milk dud head, clone head,
or whatever. And
fluff
you
foot,
think I'm
whatever
supposed
you want
to
to
sit
call.
up there and say, oh, let me try to call this cat and see if he come deal with his kid. Hey, dude, I'm sorry to wake you 2 o'clock in the morning.
But couldn't you
Your
tell the
kid acting.
mother? Couldn't you tell the mother?
Well, this is my thing. That's why I say, what is the mother doing? Because we didn't hear much about with the mother's part. She don't do nothing.
Well, he says that
She don't do nothing.
he say the cold part is that
Well, yeah.
the straw that breaks the camel's back is
Mm-hmm.
that the lady isn't doing anything about her kids' attitudes towards me.
So what I'm gonna talk to her about? So again, here we go.
Yeah.
This is what it's gonna come down to. This kid, 2 o'clock in the morning, talking crazy to me. I go calling this cat. Hey man, your kid over here acting a fool. Okay, I'll be there in the morning. I'll be there around 8 o'clock. No, the cat is acting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I need you to come deal with this cat now. See, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
2 o'clock in the morning, you talking crazy to me, you're gonna be on your back. Because I'm not gonna be playing that stuff with you. Depending on how old you are, yes, I'm gonna go get my belt and I'm gonna discipline you. If you did something you had no business, I'm gonna let you know what you did wrong and why you being disciplined. And we gonna handle it. And look, I'll write a note, put it in your pocket. You can take it to your daddy, and he'll kindly say, I had to whoop that ass because you didn't come over here at 2 o'clock in the morning and deal with your child. Excuse my language.
I think that
That
this kind of
ass is a
stuff.
donkey, and it is.
Yeah, I know it is a donkey. Ass is a donkey. That's right. Ass is a donkey.
See,
But
if
I
get
do
to cussing
think
like that,
that these are things that
What
should
you say,
be talked
JJ?
about.
I'm saying if I get to cussing like that, I'm gonna have to go ahead and be single. Because this is a scenario and we getting heated. So if this is just a scenario and I'm getting heated, I need to go ahead and leave the situation because I've tried my best. I've tried to have a discussion with you. You don't want to do nothing about it. It's not even important to you to do something about it. I don't want to put myself through more undue stress. I'm gonna leave the situation alone. I gotta go. You don't want to. You don't want to save this marriage. You want your kids to disrespect me? No, I gotta go. I gotta go. And we ain't.
That's
how long
right.
have we been married? Hopefully, we ain't been married for longer than a year because I can annul the marriage and I can go on with my life.
They said that they were in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
They didn't even say marriage. They said relationship.
Well, whatever the relationship is, they together.
But they taking care of her kids and helping her. I guess maybe they working towards marriage. But I think in this situation, like you said, it should be a thing where they talk about it. Guidelines.
And if it don't work,
things should be laid on the table. If it don't work for the both of you, it just ain't, because it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better.
They telling you, you ain't my dad. You can't tell me what to do. Oh, and even if she probably participate, like you say,
what
she
it
don't
make
do
me
nothing.
think back to, y'all remember that movie, that cartoon, Baby Kids?
I was just about to mention Baby Kids with Robin Harris.
Them was some bad kids, man.
That movie goes so hard.
That movie was so real to be a cartoon, man. Let me tell you. And he still was after her. He loved him some her. But them kids was bad as heck.
But that's going to show, some folks will put up with something. But a lot of times we put up with things when we first seen, hoping that the other person will acknowledge this is not cool
and that is
and try to make some adjustments. But when they don't, you ain't my baby daddy. You ain't my daddy and all that, and they don't make no adjustments. And that's how you be. Yeah, I should tell them to, you ain't my daddy. I said, that ain't your Capri Sun either. And that ain't your cereal. And them ain't your cookie. That ain't your bread. That ain't your peanut butter. That ain't your don't. Matter of fact, you need to sleep on the floor because
that ain't your Capri Sun. That's
that ain't
cold.
Your
That's cold. That's
That ain't
cold.
that ain't your gaming system. That's not your PlayStation.
Right.
That's mine.
We'll put mine in here. Matter of fact, get my TV. Matter of
That
fact,
ain't
I'm
even
on.
your cable station. Turn off
Matter of
That's
fact,
not
Netflix.
even your cable.
Turn
Cause
off.
that's
No,
what.
you can't play your game. You can't play. That ain't your PlayStation. Put it back. I mean, we could go on and on and on about it, but I think in this case, they definitely need to talk. It seems like it's some issues seriously, and in a situation like this, if y'all can't work it out, then this situation is just not for the both of you.
And you
Because
can't. Oh, excuse me.
and there's nothing wrong with being with somebody that got kids, but at the end of the day, you got to be straight up about what your expectations are, what the guidelines are, and you got to be in agreement with it. I can't say that it's always good for somebody who's not the biological parent to be laying hands. I mean, but I do feel as though the parent that is there should be handling things, and they shouldn't be just letting stuff blow off. You see what I'm saying? They should be, because the kids have to know that you both are united, because kids will try to manipulate and pit one parent against the other. If they see that they run and tell mom because stepdad is doing this and mom reacts, or vice versa, they're going to play y'all against each other. So you have to be able to stand as a united front. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, because, once little Johnny see that, man, I just go tell mama that he said boo to me, mama gonna cuss him out and go off, and I don't even want him here anyway. I want my daddy here. So mama tell him he gotta go. Little Johnny is a happy camper, right?
Yeah, but it's not even that far, because sometimes most of the time, kids feed off how the parent is acting. So if they do something, and the one person says something and the other parent doesn't do anything, because just a couple of weeks I watched a step parent tell a stepchild to do something, and then they reminded them, didn't I tell you to do this? And when they reminded them and said it, the kid looked at their biological parent to see what kind of feedback they was going to get, because the biological parent had responded before. And so the way they responded before, now the kid looking for that same response to get from not having to listen to the other person. You see what I'm saying? So things like that too. So even if you're inviting someone in with your kids, you got to think about that. You got to think about, if you marry this person becomes these kids' step parent. These people this person is involved. You guys are married. You're one, right?
Right.
So you have to think about them things when you go get into these relationships, and kids are included. And if you're the one going into a relationship that has kids already, you have to make sure you didn't check yourself to make sure that you're willing to go in and accept these kids and to love these kids just as much as you're going to love yourself. Because you can't go in there with no attitude towards the kids, because you're going to always see things, and some things probably not even there. You know what I mean? Because you have attitude against the kids already, or kids being around, period. So people have to get back to seeing at the very beginning, like I say, discussing the plan, and then asking yourself, do I really want to involve my kids in this, or do I want to get involved with these kids?
Yep, that's the bottom line. And so I hope that everything works out for this couple. And it's a very sticky real life situation. And our thing is talk about it, lay the rules down, let them know what you're not going to tolerate. You're either in it to win it, being a part of the unit, or you're not. You can't have somebody at the house doing all this parenting type of duties and taking care of your children, but they have to be mute whenever this child calls them an MF or whatever. I mean, really though? you know.
And paying for their
So,
school too.
yeah, paying for their private school.
See, that's the thing, and you want to tell me not to just wait a minute. What are you paying for? You the father, and you telling me. But let's see, I'm buying food, I'm supplying shelter, I'm probably buying clothes, I'm paying for the school supplies, other snacks, whatever, probably paying for the air they breathe, whatever it is. And you
Whatever it is. I
tell
mean, you're
me,
doing the mostest. You're doing the most.
tell me what I should and should not do. Like I say, if it's not a crime, I don't want to hear it.
That's right. And hats off. JJ, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. So let's just slide it on by. That's fine on. All right, y'all. Why is it that some men and women want the whole package, they say? Then once they get it, they lose interest or drive. Is it that they are unsure about their own? This has bled, I can't read this, their own desires, or are they playing and being selfish?
Read that again.
Some water dripped on the page, so I'm trying to see what this person was saying. I wrote it down. Let me see if I have it on another.
I wonder what is the full package, JJ. No,
Why is it some men and women want the whole package, they
a
say?
whole package.
Then once they get it, they lose interest or drive. Is this that they are unsure about their own wants, needs, or desires? Or are they playing at being selfish to a certain degree? Are they playing and being selfish to a certain degree?
I don't.
And what is the whole package?
Okay, so let's pretend like your whole package is a dream lover, Mariah Carey. Your dream lover, your dream person that the song goes, "Dream lover, come rescue me," and she got all these demands that go with being her dream lover because she want to share forever with this person, right?
Right.
Okay, so you want your dream lover, you want your dream person, you get that dream person, and then you realize that the person ain't what you want because they got little quirks. Maybe they snore in their sleep, or maybe they don't know how to cook. They got the money. They could buy fast food all day, every day, no problem. They got the income to support that, but they cannot cook. And you might know how to cook, but you want them to know how to cook too. You like, I don't want to cook every day. I want you to throw down in the kitchen, but that's not what they do. They're not G Garvin or whatever. They're not trying to do all of that. So you got it's about when you get what you call perfection, there's not gonna be everything that you're looking for because there's gonna be some drawbacks. And sometimes it's human nature. We want more and more. Like, for example, I could just be satisfied with what I have here in my apartment right now, or I could just keep buying stuff and filling up these walls and crowd myself with all these possessions, and then I'm overwhelming myself. So it's all about what do you really want, and at the end of the day, do you want companionship and a good relationship, or do you want to? Or you just is that person just there for a prop?
A space saver.
Yeah.
I mean, is that so? So is that considered the whole package? I mean, the whole package is.
I'm not saying, how do we define what's the package? How do we define the whole package? Because everybody's
whole package is different.
Likings.
Everybody wants and needs are different. Yeah. So what's a whole package to John may be different from you, JJ?
Yeah, so I don't understand what's well, no, I'm telling you, even from this person, I don't get what they mean, the whole package. And then because my thing is, if you lost interest, or like when JJ said you come to find out other little things about them, well, at the beginning, you didn't know if you had the whole package or not, because if you finding out all these things, see, when you know you got the whole, you know all these things already.
But the whole package
What is
to
so?
them is whatever their needs
No,
are as
we
far
don't.
as what they want.
Yeah, but
Everybody has their checkoff list. I want them tall. I want them light. I want them rich. I want them fat. I want them bald. I want them considerate. I want them romantic. I want them a
no,
clap fanatic.
a
I
lot
want
of it,
everybody has their
a
own
lot
whole
of it.
package wants.
I want them tall or I want them thick, fat, fat lips, fat tail, little cash, this, that. Nobody really put on a list. I want someone who's going to honor me and respect, or someone who's going to love. I want to. And when you start putting these things on your list about how you know you need to be treated, I want someone who's going to respect me for who I am and support
Right.
me as in, in all that I go through as well, or what have you. When you put on your list how you want to be treated, now you starting to look at filling up the package. But when you start looking at, oh, they got this, they got that, any car accident can ruin any looks that you got. Shoot, you okay?
Mm.
And shoot, way these cats is scamming now, and the way things is going on right away, shoot, your bank account can be left with $23.17 come tomorrow. So don't let
Your
that be the
bandwidth.
your
Your
car
bandwidth.
ran over with by hit was by somebody.
Your
I mean,
internet is
all that.
unstable.
Who's yours?
Yeah, you
JJ.
were cutting out a little bit.
Yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a little bit. I
Yeah,
can
we
still,
you
it
starting to
was
have
choppy. I
some.
can understand what you were saying. It was just a little choppy.
Mm, no,
Yeah, you got something going on over there behind the
no,
day.
We
not
He's
no
all
running the
trade
more.
station.
places.
Not
I'm
no
But
sucking
we
in
more.
we
on the
kind
choppy
of we kind
signal.
of saw you a little bit, but then you was dragging with it.
Okay. Anyway,
But
I
I
get
hear
you
you.
though. I get
yeah,
Everything
you
you.
see what
that's
I'm
of
saying?
significance, they not really focusing. Their whole
Yeah,
package
they
could
focus.
be.
That's why I've been about
I
talking
want
about
a big butt. I want a big this. I
the
want
list.
cute
Oh,
face. I
make
want.
a
You
list.
know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well,
that's why.
it's all about manifestation. You're like really you're manifesting what you want in your life, and you're not being specific about what you want, and so you end up you get what you ask for. But like John said, you're not asking for honor and respect. So he's the whole package. He's rich and he's all of that or whatever. But he might go around. He might cheat on you. He might have somebody on the side. He might have
He may
kids or
be
something.
emotionally disconnected from
Yeah,
you,
he
but
might
he's providing all these materialistic things for you.
he might be playing video games all day and then not paying attention to you. Get away from me! I'm on the game. Click, click. You know.
Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah,
win. I'm about to win. Wait. I'll call. I'll talk to you in a
I'll
minute.
be right back. I'll be right back.
I
Hold up,
think
hold up.
I think I shared with you, Donna, before that how I find it really good when people meet for the first time
Mm-hmm.
to spend time talking on the phone because you're not looking at each other and getting all wrapped up in each other, which you're attracted to about the person externally or any of that other stuff. And you're conversating. You get to see the person audibly, you know. So here you're talking, you're starting to learn these things. Now you're starting to get an idea probably, you know what? He was he or she was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to see or the way they're answering these questions or
Mm-hmm.
the way they're doing these things. So but a lot of times say, oh, he got, or she got everything going on. They get into it. Now it's an issue. Like the one guy don't want the girl to dress in a certain clothes no more,
Mm-hmm.
but that's how
Mm-hmm.
he met her. You see what I'm saying? And then a lot of people got to realize a lot of the people that you so-called bored whatever, not liking no more or whatever, you gotta understand you drew that person to you. We only draw what we are. Okay. Let it sit for a minute. Marinate. You only draw what you are. So if you're emotionally unstable, you're going to draw emotionally unstable folks. See, she looked at the looks and thought it was, or whatever we assuming is the full package.
Mm-hmm.
But what she drew is probably a person who deals with emotion or certain things or whatever, just like her. And she can't stand it because she didn't meet the person. She was just introduced to the package or so-called package, but she didn't
Yeah.
wasn't introduced to the person.
The inside person, the
Yeah, but
makeup,
you
the
gotta be
the
careful. Yeah,
whole.
but you gotta make sure you right, where are you at and everything. And then you'll start to notice the type of folks you'll draw to you,
Mhm.
you know, or what have you. So, but she gonna go through that
Birds of a feather flock together.
because her list don't include how she should be treated. So she gonna continue to draw, not even draw. She's gonna continue to be on this search based on this full package uh
Yeah.
qualifications or whatever, and find herself in the same thing. She wants the full package, one who looks at her and is willing to want to learn and know about her, one who respects her for who she is, admire or him, as well, or or admires her intelligence, respects her wisdom and her knowledge, these type of things,
That's
that's your
right.
package. That's your package. Cause I don't mind was Ice Cube said you can't trust a big butt in the what he said? Can't
Big
trust
butt
the
and a big butt
smile.
and a pretty face
Okay,
and a
that was
smile.
Ice
whoever said
Cube.
that. No, that wasn't that Belle Biv DeVoe poison.
Poison. Yes.
Yeah,
But
can
don't Ice Cube say that about
if, unless
the
Ice Cube
girl
said
in
it
the
first.
projects? Yeah, about something in the projects. Remember? He used to
Okay,
go with the
okay.
girl in
So
the projects.
he said it first
Can't
then.
trust a
Okay.
big
And the
butt and
next
a
one started making
smile.
sense. Okay, no, thank you
Yeah.
for correcting me. I like teachable moments. No, I like that.
So, and so we have to be careful with that as men as well,
Yeah.
because sometimes we think this is the full package. And then all of a sudden we stuck with, I need to go to Walgreens and pick up your meds? So you got to be careful. You got to meet the person,
John Stang is
know
doing
the
a whole
person.
lot, ain't he,
No,
JJ?
it's true. You got to know the person.
No, yo, you keep going in and out, dude. We don't know if you
Oh,
laughing or
No,
crying.
I hear him just fine. That's why I was laughing.
okay.
Yeah, I
You know
heard
what
him.
I'm
That's why
saying?
I was cracking up.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm having a situation.
Yeah.
It's
But
okay.
anyway, good feedback, and the whole
Yes.
package is unique to everybody, and you got to make sure you're looking at the right qualities as far as your packaging is concerned. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good one to think about. Now, what about being a freak, you guys?
Yeah. Huh?
Is it a learned behavior,
No.
I
or
like that
are
Adina
you
Howard song.
born?
Huh?
I like that Adina Howard song. I could be a freak into. Let me stop. I know something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Do you guys think? Wait. Do you think you're born with freakish qualities, or
Wait,
is it a
born?
learned behavior? Is it a
I,
learned behavior to be a freak, or are you born with that? And how would you define freak?
I'm going to say this. When we come to, all right, I'm a tone it. Let me tone it. When we come to like dealing with what's pleasurable to us, so when we experience this, what's a pleasurable to us for the first time, well, it's what do we do from there? Sometimes that what we enjoy, we enjoy it to a point we want to enhance it, right? So some people enhance it either, we have role playing, we had all these different things. There's other instruments you can include or what have you. So we want to enhance. So as we enhance this, I mean, so we enhance based on to what we enjoy, because some people, things have to be exposed to you in order for something to come out that's in you or to awakened. Is that a
Yeah.
good one? A
Yeah.
lot of people say,
I
oh, it
like
needs
that
to
one
be
too.
awakened, so I think it's just that because of pleasure and how things feel to each individual,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes because of that pleasure, and then whatever else the person you're with, how far you into that person and how much you want to offer to that person, all dictates on what we consider your freakiness, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because in a way, we can look at this two ways. So say I'm with my wife, right? And Um, me and my wife, we got the weekend together. We kicking it. We at the house. We having fun. Now I'm gonna keep it real. Let's deal with reality here, okay? We married, so we had a right to do what we want to do, right? If we go, people want to talk about faith and things of this nature, okay? So guess what? We got we got toys. We got some everything, right? This is what we got. And it may seem that we're freaks, but we're free, we're feet. I want to say we're allowing that freaky nature or what have you to just go about. But
With
then
one
you
another.
with one, but then you have freaks. Now that's a whole
Well, so you saying it's a
now we
difference
could
between
now
freaky
we could
nature and
because
freaks?
because freak no 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 what I'm saying is when we talked about freaky, are you born freaky, right? Or if there's freakiness or learned behavior. Well,
Are you born a freak?
when we talk about freaky people, that's pretty broad because that can be placed in categories. So just like the example I said, a husband and wife who get freaky together, right? In all kind of way. But then you have some people who are just any kind of way. I don't mean any kind of way, but anywhere, any dirty, funky, freaky, we don't care. Take the water bottle and take, and go get the gerbils and go get everything else, and
Behind the
listen to,
dumpster at the club, you know.
and so you have,
KJ, shame
so
on you.
it's a lot of times, people's discretions. Let's put it that way. People's discretions, I think, we is how it's categorized, But are
But
you?
where do they get this behavior? Is it are you
I
because
think
you got some
something's
friends that
around.
seem like they've been freaks forever.
But are they freak or are they just like taking a pleasure to some levels?
That's what I'm saying. What is freak to you?
Because I think, to me,
Define a
well, okay,
freak.
okay, here we go. Let me go. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. No, take it back. So I would have
Quit
considered
playing, John.
my
Quit playing. Quit playing.
myself a freak. Then you see, if I'm with my wife, I would consider, I'm with the person I'm with, right?
You just
And
open
we're
with
together. I'm open with them. So I would probably be considered a freak. I consider myself a freak if we're gonna say
Mhm.
that, because the simple fact that
with your wife.
if I'm open, this is the person I'm with. So what is it that I should be holding back? Now there is boundaries. I ain't gonna go, come here, baby, lay back and let me see if I can drive the car. There is
Oh no,
boundaries.
don't drive no car. Don't drive no Mac. Don't drive no Mac truck.
But
Don't
I'm
do that.
just saying, but there's boundaries. But when you have to restrict yourself or hold back from the person you with, so of course that pleasure when you don't hold back and you giving that person all of you, so that pleasure is being heightened and everything is going. So yeah,
So that's
it's gonna
being a
seem
freak.
it's gonna seem freaky. I ain't gonna say it's being a freak, but it's gonna seem freaky. It might be some freaky activity, but I
Okay,
don't know.
if you're not
But I
holding
don't know
back.
how we qualify. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I say, everybody identifies differently as a freak.
Hmm. So is it a learned behavior or do you think they're born freaks?
I think
What?
it's a little bit of both. It depends on the personality type. Like for me, when I was younger, I was really reserved. I was conservative. I wouldn't even join you on this show, to be honest with you, because I was really shy and didn't really want to talk about nothing and was uncomfortable with myself. But as I grew older and had more experiences, I became more confident. And I also became open with how freaky I am. And I do consider myself a freak. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think, some things need to be toned down more than others because people get hurt. But,
Hello, like no Mack truck. But
We're
even
talking
when you were
about
shy, did you consider yourself a freak then?
you know what? I think I did and I think I was ashamed of what I liked and didn't want to share that with nobody. And a switch flipped in me one day, and I was like, "Why am I being like this? Why am I so shy? Everybody else around me is not being like this. I'm the only one being conservative and being kind of just trying to be straight and narrow, so to speak." And I decided no, I need to relax a little bit. I need to be more expressive. And I started manifesting people that I liked into my life. And not being shy also helped as well. Because when you're backed into a corner and you're like a hermit, it's not a good thing because you're not going to move forward really that much in your life. You're not going to be open to meeting new people and you're going to be stuck in this box. So
how would you define what a
thank
freak
you.
is?
That was my question.
yeah,
I just
I
wrote
think
it
I think
down.
I think a freak is somebody that's willing to go a little bit outside the norm in order to get their desires out. I think that's a freak, and just
Going
being open with
outside
it.
of the norm.
What's the
A little
norm?
bit
So
outside of the norm, like
who makes the determination of what the norm is?
just plain missionary, just nothing, just no whipped cream, no music, nothing. Just get on the
It's
bed,
straight basic.
just straight
That's the
basic.
norm.
Yep, get out, get
In
naked.
some
You're not watching no
cultures,
porn,
that's
nothing. You
not the
just
norm. Missionary is not the norm.
I'm just saying, you're just being plain, just
No,
simple. You're not
but
doing anything.
how do we define freak? That because that's what I'm saying. Because like I said, if my pleasure, everything is so heightened. It may seem like I'm being freaky even to me because I'm heightened more than what I've been. I'm not out the norm because we're still doing things. We're still engaging like people
That's
engage,
true.
but we're not toned down. We're turned. What they say? We turned up. No,
We turned
but
Well,
up.
I think the reason why it's really considered freaky is because in America, we're really restricted a lot in what we can say or do. And there's other
of
countries that are
course,
just out and open with everything and they talk about everything. But here
yeah.
we're kind of limited in how we're supposed to navigate about things. So that's one way. That's just my perspective on it. I'm not saying mine is the be all and end all, but that's my perspective on it. And I think people consider a lot of stuff taboo because they're not comfortable talking about it. But if you don't have that conversation, if you don't let it out, how are you supposed to progress? How are you supposed to move forward and make things get better? And like you said, John,
what have that freaky conversation with who you're with.
You gotta have those freaky conversations. If you don't have them, that's what makes the.
Oh, you mean the kind like? What you mean the kind like? What you got on?
Right. Exactly.
You know,
send me a picture of that.
You ain't gotta send me a pic. Just tell me about it and make it picturistic.
Right. Exactly. That's
make it picturistic. There's
thousands of dollars being made right now online. People talking on the phone. They're not even on video chat. Thousands of dollars is being made by people online every day just by talking on the phone. Their voice is everything, and how you communicate is.
You're right.
But don't you believe when two people are talking on the phone and they're able to arouse each other talking on the phone, that is something that is heightening there's a heightening in the pleasure that you're having to where you're even able to finish it off, right?
Right.
But that's the enhance that what that does, because you're hearing this audibly, you're now that sense, that hearing sense has been enhanced. See what I'm saying? Now, like I'm saying, you're taking up to a higher level, so it feels like this is freaky. I'm a freak, but when you think about freak,
the action is freak.
When you take the
but what about the noun of the person being a freak?
Well, but usually a freak is usually something that's out the ordinary, right? This is out the ordinary. It's non-conformative to or it's whatever. So
that's what I was trying to say.
So now if you take it and you add it to the sex world, if you want to say it, this freak. Well, this is the out the ordinary. They do some things, that is out the ordinary of what you do. It's do some things that are strange, that they do. So if I'm doing something in my house, if I'm doing something with the one I'm with, and I don't find it strange, I don't find it out there ordinary. I just find it that we taking it to the top. You remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
Give it what you got. Give it what you got.
Give it what you got.
So all I know is we just taking it to the top, right?
Right.
But you're not actually
because of our societal relationship, things we discuss in our community, our greater community. So when I'm heightened, when this pleasure is heightened or whatever, and I'm kissing probably not the way I used to kiss, I'm touching you probably not the way I used to touch, but because of what this community has taught me, when I reach this feeling, I think I'm a freak. I'm not doing nothing out the ordinary. I'm not doing nothing that's not acceptable. I'm not doing nothing that's doesn't conform to what we consider normal. I'm not doing nothing like that. So that's why I say this freak is we can only define it by how each individual wants to see it outside of
it's an individual thing.
What freak means.
It's an individual thing.
It's like how beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Freak is in the eye of the beholder too, right?
Well, it's
I would say.
I like
John say. That's the understanding I'm getting. Who can really?
Freak is usually just something unusual or different, right? That's really what freak.
If your mate decides to try a new position,
that's not freak.
Does that mean they're a freak?
No.
That's something out of the usual.
No.
I mean, help me understand.
You want me to help you understand? I'm gonna help you understand. Do you understand? See, this is not unusual.
Oh Lord.
This
No,
is
he
not
did. You
something
know
that's
what, John?
different.
John,
It's
go
just,
sit in the corner.
see,
Go
this
sit
is
in the
not
corner, John.
unusual. You said help you understand it. I'm trying to help you
So if your
understand it.
mate wants one of these new to
Pick
try
one.
one of
Which
these
one you want? Which
positions,
one you want? That one? You want that
if
one?
they want to try it, are they considered a freak?
No.
Are
They're
there
con- they're
so that's doing
considered
something
they're
out of the norm
considered
though.
they're considered Afro-normal. What did it say, JJ?
Yep, it say
Afro
the Afro normal ways.
normal.
It says the Afro normal ways or Afronomical ways.
Thank you.
Afronomical ways.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I thought it said normal, but it's nomical.
So
It's not freaky. This is just how we get down.
but
Hello.
normally they don't get down. All of a sudden your mate
But
wants
when
to
you
do one of these.
So basically,
basically it's this. So when people try to say when we go from here up to here, we are free. Because we done switched. We done changed the position.
Right.
We done did it a certain way. Matter of fact, we done introduced Hershey chocolate in the bottle, 8 ounce.
I think you're a freak when you do all of that with the windows open in a
With
tall
nuts.
building.
What
Okay.
is you a freak or you just what they call that?
I mean,
An
just
exhibitionist or whatever they call it. You
I
like
mean,
you free.
you're just
So,
trying something new. So to
yeah,
try
but
something
that don't
new,
make you
it's not
freaky.
necessarily being a freak.
No. Then if
What
that's
about if you're doing it on a balcony? Are you a freak? I think
no,
so.
you outside. I like
I
people to
think
see
you're
what
just
I do.
spontaneous and curious to do something different.
Some people want people to see. Remember that
Yeah, some
one?
people like to
The
watch.
couple, the lady wanted, she enjoyed. Remember the guy got with her? Because she used to always leave the windows, leave the curtains open and the blinds open until that one time she said she wanted the daddy to watch. Now, what would you call that? See, it was good. Okay, now here we go. Oh, good
That's
example.
dysfunctional.
No, check this out. Okay.
Why would you want your daddy to watch?
Now,
Something wrong.
will we say that's freaky? But
That's
remember,
not freaky. That's just
before then, she didn't mind having the window curtains open. Okay, but now let's compare it. But now she wants the daddy to watch. So will we call that freaky? Because that's very unusual.
That's not freaky.
But that's very unusual.
That's something that's unusually wrong. Why would you want your dad to watch you?
So see, so this is where some people would say, "Oh, she a freak." You see what I'm saying? Some people would say
No,
that.
I think they say they
I would
call
say
them
she
freak
a freak.
if you get with somebody that just want to do all this all and out stuff
look
with
here.
you
If that
right
woman,
off the bat.
if
They
that
just
woman
don't
came
care
to
if
me,
it's your first time. They just
girl,
slurp you up, slop you up like a
you ain't
biscuit.
got to do all that to be considered a freak. Just like this. Look here. When she said she wanted her daddy, I mean not her daddy, but old boy daddy to watch.
She wanted the dude's daddy to watch.
Oh. Yeah. See, I would have considered her a freak for that because that's unusual.
No, that's her wanting. She want old boy's daddy.
So wait a minute. Wait, we don't know. Wait.
If she want daddy to watch, she want daddy.
Did she want to get freaky with that?
First thing I wouldn't call her no freak. I call her. Check this out.
No,
we
that's some freaky stuff.
Are you attracted to my daddy?
So what would you call that?
That'd be the first question I would ask.
Yeah, are you attracted to my daddy?
But we're not talking about asking the question if she's attracted. The fact that she fixed her mouth to say, "I want your dad to watch us have."
Then she must be attracted to daddy.
Or is it that she probably not attracted to dad, but just having the dad watch her have sex with his son It could be who that. It could
It's
be the
something
freaky
else.
that.
It's something deeper than that. That ain't
When the
freaky.
son cool with it,
That
like
was
you,
the freak she was born with.
No, that's not freaky. That's dysfunctional behavior, and you need to see a psychiatrist or something. Or you
So
want
that's
my dad, and
dysfunctional.
my dad turns you on enough to make you want to, you want dad to watch.
So if I say I don't want your sister. I just want your sister to watch me. I don't want your sister. I don't want to touch your sister.
Now you
But
got
it's just something about when your sister watching, it just kind of make me.
then
I go longer.
me and you
I
can't
go
get that.
longer when your
I don't
sister
care what
watch.
kind of trip you on, but we can't do it. You can't get nothing. No,
Your sister?
no.
Oh, I thought you was a freak like
And
me
you better
though.
not try to get at my sister,
See,
or it's gonna be a
there
problem.
we go. We right back to that, JG. I thought you
So
was a
it's
freak
like,
like.
okay, so
Wait,
it's like
aren't you?
something wrong
Don't
with
you?
you. Something really
What's that
wrong with
song?
you.
Don't you wish your girl was a freak like me?
Yep, Adina Howard.
But
Yep.
that's not freaky. That is dysfunctional behavior.
Well, I wonder with the
When you guys
Adina
back in the
Howard.
day, when you was go to the clubs and JJ, you too, and you
Yeah.
see a girl acting all some kind of way, and you say, "Oh, she's a little freak." What do you mean by that? What is it that
No,
she gives off that makes you think that she is a freak?
let's
She
put it
don't
this way.
care. That means she's going for what she want. She wanted me. She want me to go home with her. I might go home with her, and I might do the damn thing. I might. I don't know.
So does that mean she's a
I was my
freak? Does that
playboy.
mean
I
both of
could have
y'all
went
freaky?
home with her.
No. If
Does
I
that
see
mean both of
to
y'all a
me,
freak?
for me,
Yeah, we
it's
both.
like how she moves. Like if she's on the dance floor moving a certain way, you know that song. I'm gonna tell you when I used to go to the club. I'm gonna tell you when this song came out, I was like, "Ooh, this is the perfect song for the perfect storm," and that was "You dancing real close." You know that you're
Oh,
making it hard for me.
when that song that was
That
unheard of
that
when that
song
song
came
first
out.
came out.
That song,
And she
it,
turn around and give you the back,
you know.
and
But
rub the
so the
butt.
way she moves, some guy. But see, for me, I won't say you're a freak, but I'll kind of wonder or assume, oh, she might got a little freakiness in her, or she might be a little freaky because
Because of
you
how
got to
she
be
dance.
the way she moves and things. It could because it
Some
seems to be
people
a
just
little
move
more.
real sensual on the dance floor.
And that's when you say, "Ooh, we're on the dance floor and you're so sensual." And I wonder if
They
she
know
kind
how to
of
do it
freak
too. They know
or
exactly how to
whatever.
move.
So you kind of look at things. Could that be a possibility? But
See,
when we,
y'all being judgmental. So
oh
y'all would
my
call
God, did you
girls
hear that, JJ?
freaks if they
Uh-huh.
dance a certain way on the dance
That's what I'm
floor.
No, I
saying,
didn't
bro.
say she was a freak. I said I bet she can probably get freaky, or she might be a freak. Or I didn't say she a freak. I'm just saying, oh, she moving kind of freaky there. She
Just
might can get freaky with it,
giving you
huh?
a little
Yeah,
sampler
you
and on
kind
the
of
dance
checking
floor.
like, okay,
So the way you move
okay.
can also be a part of identifying who that a person
Hey, the
has
way you
freak
move can
quality.
also be an invitation to inviting someone in. Just don't get a dance moves have invited people in. So dance
Only
is
Mhm.
slow
a
dancing, I
no,
think.
no, 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 no,
No.
no, 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 no. See, you no, 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 no. You look at see that's from a woman's
Only
eyes.
slow dancing because your bodies are
No,
touching.
some women can sit in front stand. Some women you can sit at. Okay, here we
Some
go,
women
JJ.
just put on a
Here we
show.
go,
They
Jay.
ain't
Back
trying
in
to
it.
do all
That's
that.
not true. That's not true. Here we go, JJ. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. So back in the day,
Why y'all think y'all can sing tonight? What's going on with
no,
that? Yeah,
back
why
in the
y'all
I
going
day,
got the
back
music,
to
I
the
got the mic,
back in the day,
I got the
when I'm
studio set up. I'm
back in
juiced.
the day, and you sit at the table at times, and you see a girl out, a lady out on the floor, and she dancing, gigging by herself. Y'all kind of catch, and you sitting, and she over there, and she just gigging, eyeing with you, and then she inviting you into that dance. Hmm.
I've been
Hello,
pulling up, I've been
you know
snatched
when
up
the
to the dance
invitation
floor.
comes, huh?
So that invitation means that we can go and do something bigger than what we're doing
I
here.
know the invitation. No, what I'm saying is usually when you talked about people can be on the floor just dancing sensual. But I'm saying sometimes in that dancing sensual, some folks use that and invite others towards them. They use that to draw folks into that dance, you know. And then, so when you get drawn into that dance, or you sitting back, yeah, your thoughts is like, come on, women. Let me stop because I was about to say, yeah. Sometimes we say they free, but women, come on, you can't tell me, and I'm gonna ask you and any other woman. You ain't seen a man move a certain way. He can have a certain walk. He can be dancing a certain way, and you ain't nowhere in your thoughts like,
Yeah,
I
male
bet them move,
strippers.
them move.
Male strippers.
No, you ain't never looked at no other man
Male
and thought,
strippers.
okay.
I don't believe that one, but
Thank you, JJ.
I don't
Thank you,
believe that
JJ.
one.
Thank you, JJ.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't. If I see a man dancing real smooth on the dance floor,
Well,
I
not
would
just
probably
dancing,
say, "Dang, he's smooth."
but
But I
not
don't
just
think
dance.
I would look at. I would judge whether he's a freak or not. I may
Well,
say, "Oh, he's smooth. He probably a smooth operator."
JJ,
That kind of thing.
you ain't never looked at a man and said, he probably can get down. Hello.
Women do that. Women do it
Women
differently
do it
than
a
y'all.
lot. So women do it a lot, JJ. So
We don't
this
do
is
it
what
like
I'm
y'all.
saying. We may look at a woman and say, oh, she seems like she can be freaky. Just like a woman may look at a man and say, oh, it seems like he can do a little something. It's the same thing. But again, how do you define freak is up to you.
It's about imagination.
It must be an individual thing. So you're not really born with it. Then it's a. I don't think you come out. I don't think you come out the womb being a freak. I think it's a learned behavior. Just like sexy. Just like sexy.
Come out the womb with the shape.
Just like sexy. You don't come out the womb being sexy.
Ooh, I gotta.
No, John, stop
it. Ain't even 5 minutes old.
Well, sometimes you just never know. Some folks
it
be early. It be early in age. They be have some have itches earlier than others. Okay.
What's that nurse over there?
You know what? I'm
circumcise me, girl.
Well, folks, this is what we do. This is what we do.
Circumcise me, baby.
I can't even tame the beast. I try to bring out a topic where we can, kind of get some realness, and they just lose control. It's 10:00. Y'all didn't just
born
all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And we still haven't gotten to the point.
Oh wow.
Or the understanding of what a freak is. I would like to know, somebody tell us, what is a freak? What is it? What is it?
Please tell us in the comments, y'all. Please tell us,
because this panel here tonight, they got their own interpretation. If you're dancing a certain way, if you flying off the chandelier.
I'm just saying how different people may. They
say you born with it. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I don't know. Where did you get that from? They were born with it.
No, I said, is it a learned behavior, or do they just start from the beginning? I mean, how do people become freaks, and who has laid down the blueprint of what is a freak? What is actually freak?
Yeah, because Rick James said old girl was a super freak. So I wonder, whoa. So
he was talking about Tina Marie. He was talking about Tina Marie. Quit playing.
Stop it.
Quit playing.
So I want to know what qualifies.
That's why they made Fire and Desire. That Fire and Desire made my hair stand up on my arms. Look, I already knew. When I heard Fire and Desire, I already knew it was something going on with that. It was going down.
You put on that song now, it could be something going on.
You guys are a trip. But anyway, we've had a blast tonight. I'm gonna have to stop it right here because tomorrow is Monday. Okay. It is the beginning of the week. We started our show late tonight, but we had a lot of fun. Again, I do apologize for the little 10 minutes I had to step away, but my panel, they handled it. They was talking about some juicy stuff like I knew they was going. I'm glad they wasn't talking about freak though, because I would have missed that one. But they did.
Okay, I got your freak.
Where?
This is the Urban Dictionary.
All right, before we end the show, grown folks, let John tell us what freak is. Go ahead, John.
In the Urban Dictionary, one of the definitions, there are multiple. See, remember I said it's going to be category. A girl who is most likely very innocent looking and often shy.
A girl? Why does it have to be a girl? John, quit playing.
Let me
That
finish.
is not, no, turn that around. Let's see. Put it to the camera. I don't believe that. Why does it have to be a girl?
I'll do it. Hold up.
A girl. Yeah, he knows. He got it.
You got it too, JJ?
I got it on there. Hold up.
A girl who is most likely very innocent looking and often shy, but when it comes to sex, likes to be kinky, etc. And then they have another one who says a person who has highly unusual sexual fantasies, fantasizing upon sexual intercourse in which they make their fantasizing sound good. And then some people put having phone sex will define someone as being a freak because they have such an unusual sexual fantasy.
And this was posted on my birthday in
SCX.
2013.
Huh?
And then it says a person who has weird tendencies.
Yes.
See, so there's so many definitions. That's why I say, you can't just define it under one.
You can be on the phone. You can actually be having phones. I mean, really though. And why? The problem I have with that Urban Dictionary stuff is why does it have to be? Why can't a man be considered?
No, they consider no.
Why did they say girl?
Because they're multiple definitions.
The other one didn't say boy.
Yeah, it said person. That includes.
Person could be a whole bunch of things. That could be an ego.
No, it can only be.
I mean,
it can only It can only be two. A male
bird.
or female. A male or female.
No. Well,
not no bird.
That's the case,
not
you
no.
should have used person in the beginning and not said a girl.
Woman, they're trying to give you anyway. A person who is a freak is that.
That's what it should have said.
Are a very.
Why did it say I have a problem with that? I'm not. If a girl is a freak, she's a freak. If a boy is a freak,
let me go back and look at it. Hold on.
But I have a problem with it.
Okay, here we go. No.
A boy or girl.
I got the correction. I got the correction right here. It says a boy who is most likely very innocent looking and often shy, but when it comes to sex, he likes to be kinky.
What did you say? Let me see that. No, you just added that in there. The thing is, no, it shouldn't have specifically said boy or it should have said boy or girl. Because a freak can go either way.
They're just giving.
It's not just a girl being a freak. JJ, correct me if I'm wrong.
They're giving you different.
Why would it just say girl? That's
because they're giving you different thoughts. They're giving you different.
Wasn't different. That was very specific.
I done read 5 different definitions.
You read one that said girl.
JJ.
But you can substitute girl. You could add guy. You could add.
You don't substitute. You got to be specific.
You can say an alien.
If you want to be broader with it, then you say either or you say a person or one who is blah, blah, blah. But when you're very specific in saying a dog, a girl, a boy, whatever, you're being specific to that particular individual or object. But if you broaden it open, it could be either or. Because
but you
of
got
what?
the either or with the other definition.
No, I'm talking about that definition.
That definition,
and that was the first definition in the Urban Dictionary.
She's offended.
I'm not offended. I'm just a realist, and the thing is, I want to think outside the box with everything. And when you are, words are dangerous.
But they're giving you multiple.
They didn't say they didn't give you multiple in that particular definition. And then the next one didn't even say a boy. But anyway,
you don't have to. Anyway,
we're gonna leave it
lines
there,
up
but I'm
with
gonna tell y'all.
It lines up with what
I'm gonna end it like this. This is very confrontational right now. And JJ, quit showing us your living room in the midst of this. I mean, I don't know. You trying to diss how the hostess is feeling or what? What was all that? But I like it.
He was trying to.
Isn't that cute? He got all his stuff, but the hostess with the mostest is gonna tell y'all that's some bull crap. A freak can be either a woman.
It said that.
Man,
it said
a boy,
that.
a
it
girl.
said that.
It's not specifically geared towards one specific gender. No. It can be anybody who is doing some freaky things that is considered freakish or out of the norm or whatever the situation. Or like John say, dancing very seductively on the dance floor and all this stuff.
See, that's my definition.
Or having phone conversations, that's blah, blah. But it could be man or woman. I just want y'all to know that. And JJ, your place is coming together, my brother. You sitting back like a king on his throne. You go, boy. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is what we do on the Grown Folk Talk. I call it Table Talk with Donna Smith, your host with the mostest, and my wonderful panel. We had John Timothy Mims on here tonight and JJ Shefford. They are two of my real folks. Real folks that's on here. And sometimes y'all, you gotta just, you gotta excuse them. But I do want to thank them for holding it down when I had to step away for a minute. You guys are appreciated. You guys are the bomb. I love you. And for anybody who has any inquiring minds, want to know questions that you would like us to talk about, please feel free to email me, DGRIER12,000@yahoo.com. Also join us next Sunday. We will be here on the Donna Smith Show. Next Sunday will be 8:00 show also, and then we will be going back to our 7 p.m.
Next Sunday or Monday? I remember you said something about a Monday.
That was the holiday Monday. We already did the Monday, but next Sunday I have to work, and I will be getting off at 5. So I'm going to be on around 8:00 on Sunday evening next week.
Okay.
But I will be posting that and reminding you guys of that. Join us. Come on in. Have some fun. You see what we do every week, you guys. And on that note, we want to say bye and thank you for joining in on this wonderful Warriors butt-kicking night. And I think they play again on Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
in
Wednesday.
Boston.
Yeah, in Boston.